Hey there, I'm back again. Now you have to imagine that you're sitting in your office and you're doing some work on your laptop, and you're also sharing your desk with your other colleagues, other mates who are also working on their given projects. And the desk is very, very long, and there are other number of people all also sharing the desk. And suddenly, your boss comes in through the door and he starts revolving around that long desk just to check what people are doing. Are they doing their own job or not? How seriously are they working? And you suddenly straighten your spine, and other people do, and becoming more conscious about that they are being observed by their boss, and they start doing some serious work or the work that have been assigned to them as well. So they change their behavior. The behavior suddenly changes just because that their boss started observing them just to check them whether they are working or not. Now take another example. You might have seen people who behave differently when the camera turns on in front of them. You might have seen people or friends maybe, they behave very differently. They became shy sometimes. They can become introvert or extrovert too. I've seen people with my personal experience that when you turn on the camera in front of them, they just behave so differently the way they were off camera. So why this happens? What do you think? Why this thing happened with people that they behave differently when they know that they are being observed by someone, or someone is actually judging them maybe, or I should not say judging, but yeah, when they know that someone is observing them. Why this happens? So coming to this effect is actually called Overthorn effect. Hawthorne effect, sorry. Hawthorne effect. Also people called it an observer effect, where people behave differently when they know that they are being observed. Now the question arises that why am I talking about this shit? I am a designer by profession, by the way. If you just letting you know if you don't know. So as a designer, why am I talking about this? What's the point? See, I am a product designer. I have used multiple methods. Like we as a designer use multiple methods to find a solution through design. And there is a more ideal method, like we follow, that starts from researching, then it comes to the stage of where we ideate and brainstorm, and then we turn to things into design that we have thought that okay, this insights, when we get the insight, then when we turn that insight into design, and then the testing becomes after that. So this is the main more ideal process that we as a designer that we follow. So why am I talking about this? The same question, right? See, whenever you, I'll start with another example here. Let's suppose you are doing a research. Now there are multiple ways of research. You can do usability testing. You can go for direct interviews. Some people prefer surveys, offline surveys, online surveys. So there are multiple methods of research where you have to know how people are behaving, or what are the opinions and insights of the people you are designing for. Correct. So in that process specifically, I'm going to mention this very specifically. People can behave differently when they know that you are conducting a testing with them. They can behave differently. And why it is important, why this topic is important, because when you let people know that they are being observed, they can behave differently, and the data that you'll collect as a designer, that is actually going to impact the whole design, can actually distorted. Like the data can be fake, because people are not people are not behaving the way they behave usually, right? So that this will actually impact in your overall data, and that will impact in your overall design. Correct. So that's why it is so much important. That's why it holds so much important. So, so it's a human tendency, by the way. You can't do much about this because people are designed. People behave like that, right? We as a person, we personally behave differently when we know that if someone is actually observing us. So it's a human tendency, and you rarely can change it. You barely can change it, right? So now there are multiple ways to actually overcome this effect, because now you have to overcome, because it will directly impact your product, right? Now there are multiple ways to overcome this Overthorne effect, not Overthorne effect, but Hawthorne effect, right? Uh, See, whenever you are testing a product or whenever you are going for a research, you can actually follow multiple steps that I'm going to tell. The first step, that you have to make sure that you have to create a comfortable or a casual environment for the final users whenever you are conducting a user research or usability testing. Make sure that your environment is very very comfortable for the user, कि वो कम से कम अपने आप को comfortable feel करे कि हाँ, this process is not judging them, but this process is designed to test a product, not to test the user, right? So you have to make them comfortable and the atmosphere comfortable, right? Uh, that was the first thing. And you don't have to overhype as well. Sometimes what I have seen people while performing a research, they sometimes overhype that, okay, we are doing a research, or we are doing a usability testing, and people start becoming serious about this, and then they behave differently again because they know that something serious is happening. Then they lose that the natural instinct that they are going to follow while using the product. So that sometimes people do, that you have to actually ignore or uh, actually take care of. Second thing is that if you have an access of video recordings, or any, if you are using any tool for video recordings, use that, because, and let the user use the product in their own space, and you just have to tell that you have to use this product whenever you feel like, and whenever you feel like that you're at your own comfortable space, you can use this product. And in that manner, you can, when they start using and whenever they opens the app, the product, you can have the video recordings. And along with that, you have to make sure that the data should be confidential for every user, and you have to let them know as well that your data is very safe, and we are not going to share this on any platform or anywhere, right? So the confidentiality part should be there, the comfortable atmosphere should be there. Also, if you can use video recordings, because see, when user is there at their own space or own environment, the actions they will take on the product will be more natural. And if you can reduce the more personal touch as much as possible, it would be better for your product, because then the testing would be more natural, right? So these 3 points you have to make sure. Fourth thing that you have to make sure that the whatever tasks you are going to give to the user to perform, that should be realistic. The task should not be like the something you have to perform that is very out of the blue, which is not even more relatable to the product is actually solving. So if you're let's suppose if you have a e-commerce product, you have to mainly tell users that you have to perform or go to the select the product and go to the checkout, and so basically you have to give them a more realistic task as much as possible that is more relatable to your product, the problem the product is actually solving, right? So I was giving the e-commerce example where you have to give a task like through people can actually check the make an order through that application, right? You can tell them to actually place an order through that app so that you can actually get the insight through video recordings. So yeah, these 4 points make them make sure that you note these points down somewhere. If you have, the first point was the confidentiality. The data should be confidential, and also you have to let the user know that your data is actually confidential. Second is the perfect good atmosphere and space for the user to create comfortable space or a casual space, and not to overhype about the testing. Third is video recordings, if you can do, well and good, and let the user use the product in their own space. Fourth is actually giving them the right tasks that is more relatable the problem the product is solving. Correct. So you have to make sure that these things you have to follow while conducting any research, right? So that's how you can overcome this effect and get the right data set for your product so that you can create the right product for the users. Thank you very much, and I hope you have liked this video. I am uploading these videos because, see, I want to improve myself, right? I always say that. And I know my communication sucks in somewhere in between, but I'm gradually improving it, and let's see how it goes. You can be with my journey. You can bear with me. Like you can. What am I saying, man? आप मेरी journey के part बन सकते हो. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. Do share तो मत करना because ये उतना अच्छा video नहीं है. But yeah, I have tried to explain a concept of designing, UX design or product design. If you're a designer too, you can subscribe. So yeah, thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.